Hey, what's up, guys? So what I plan on doing today is making another part for this taper attachment. What I had originally intended was using this block for the end cap here, where the shaft or the lead screw bearing, I guess, will run through both ends. But upon further deliberation, I decided to make this side a little bit girthier. Well, not so much girthier, but have a little extension on there. So if I can draw your attention to my drawing, I plan on having a little bit more meat sticking out here, and that's just mostly for when the lead screws, or the lead screw bearing, I guess we're going to call it, is sliding through there. It has a little more surface area and hopefully less chance of binding up. All right, so there's our piece all set up in the mill. I know you can't hardly see anything, but there's a scribe line right about here. We're going to be taking off about almost a 1/4 inch. We're going to rough most of it out with the face mill and just take it down just up to that line. It definitely likes the climb milling a little bit better. Seemed like it was pushing against itself a lot in the other direction. So now that I've taken that schwack out of there, clearly I can see that I could actually take this out here while I'm here too, using the face mill. It's kind of overkill in size, but I think it'll save me some time in the long run. Worked out well. Oh, I can't reach the camera though. All right, so that's basically the gist of it. The hole's going to go right there. I actually could have brought this back more yet, but I'm not going to worry about that because we're going to be messing this up a little bit with the end mill anyway. But now we're going to drill some holes in here, and then we're going to have to set up to mill some angles on here. That should be interesting. All right, so I got the drill all set up here. Now using the SDM function, hit 1, enter. I've already got coordinates down here. I'll pay no attention to the Y or X. That's meaningless. Let's just get reset. I've gone ahead and set the 0 dead nuts on the edge, so I know exactly how far to bring these holes and where to put them. And that is right in dead nuts on the edge there. Now the SDM function on your DRO is really good when you got multiple operations and you want to save them and do multiple parts. Then you can all just, once you dial in your part, as long as it's a repeatable thing, you can just bring it into where you need it. In this case, 375 thousandths, more or less. And the holes for these are exactly 1.5 inches on either direction, if I remember correctly. I don't know about you guys, but I love the hole drilling portion. It just seems like you're actually making progress every time you get there. So since counterbores are so fun, I'm just going to set this depth stop. We got it locked in position there. I'm just going to set this depth stop to whatever this drill bit is. And hopefully these holes, you know, if there's any deviation in this part right here, hopefully there's enough play in there to even everything out. I'm going to put some more schmoo on there. Perfect. Okay, so I think that's probably all the operations I can do. Finding the best way to do all the procedures in one go, or as many as possible, without having to do a whole bunch of different setups, sure helps a lot, if you can get it right. All right, guys, so I've gone ahead and I whipped this plate up off camera. It's just a slab of aluminum with 3 holes in it and one in the middle to dial everything off of. So what my plan of attack is here is I guess I'm going to start with putting that there, and I'm going to drill 2 holes in here. And it's just enough that I should be able to drill and tap for a 3/8 hex head bolt. All right, that should be about it, I think. Just to make sure there's no real high spots or anything to screw us up. All right, so I just stuck a bar in here, you know, roughly about the right diameter, and just kept bumping it around until I got to the right, till I get that needle to stay put, at least within 1/1000th of an inch. And this is mostly aesthetic, so I think that'll be good enough. I'm just gonna leave it there. Okay, I think we can actually start freaking milling something here. So we're already set to our 0. Now I'm going to, so 1.25 inches, 1/2 inch is 625. So 625 plus half the width of the cutter, it's another 250. So it'll be 875 total. I'm going to lock the X where it is. Now I'm going to go to my SDM function and type 2, enter. And this will be our zeros for our feature. All right, there's our new 0 on the Y. I'll just leave it right there. Back it off a little bit. Now I'm a little torn on how I'm going to get this angle in there. I've debated cutting it on the saw and just relocating it after, and I'm thinking I might just plunge that end mill in there and just mill it out. I think that'll be one less setup then. All right, that's decided. I think I'm just going to plunge mill this out, I guess. We'll try that. See how that goes. So I'm leaving a small web on the bottom. I don't know, I started going all the way through. Like, this is a sacrificial plate, so it doesn't really matter if I hit it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave a little small web on the bottom, probably about 50 thou-ish. I'm going to keep plunging away through there. Then on the way back, I'll take it off and clean it up at the same time, hopefully. That's my plan. As if I had a plan. You can kind of feel when you hit the bottom and start, you got to apply more pressure to cut. So that's kind of what I'm going off of right now. I just brought it in a couple thou and we're going to do a cleanup pass and also hopefully cut that web off without breaking an end mill. We are going to bring the air in for this though. Give it a fighting chance. Okay, I'm just going to get rid of that so I don't take it in the face. Thank you very much. Get off there. That actually worked really good. In theory, bringing X back to 0, right? No, I don't know. We're just gonna go right through. All right, well, that's the basic gist of it right there. We're gonna definitely clean that up a little bit more after. Still got a couple thou for a spring pass after. But there's our, actually worked really, really good. No complaints on my end whatsoever. All right, I'm going to do the same exact thing to the other side, and then we'll get back for the cleanup mode. Now I've got the bottom of the table marked to my exact angle where I want to stop at, so we don't end up going too far. At least that's the idea. So I'm going to stop at that original angle. Unlock the table again. Unlock this table. Now we're going to do a climb cut all the way around there. Very light one. Wow, what the f? Oh yeah. It's 10 degrees off. That's all. Well, that is not bad. For me, that's pretty good. Feels a little, not perfect, but it's not bad. All right, that looks pretty damn good. I've never really done anything like that, you know, try to blend two flat sides to a radius like that. So that was interesting. I would like to add one more little feature on this. I was debating on either a chamfer or, I don't know, something. To give it that old casting sort of look, I'm thinking of maybe taking a bit more of that off and putting a nice radius in there. Just to give it that, you know, the look of a casting. You know how a casting does this? Okay, well, it's not going to win the award, the Mighty Taper Attachment Award, but it doesn't look too bad. I kind of muffed it up right there, and I can see it that one side is just a little bit taller than the other side. But if you look at it from a distance, that's looking pretty good. All right, light cleanup. Actually, all that little spot was, I barely hit that with a file like that, and it's completely gone. You can't even feel that at all. Yeah, you know what? I'm completely fine with that. All right, guys. So I cleaned up the face there a bit. It took longer to grind the tool than it did to clean it up. So got a brand new surface to work with. And thanks to my saving it in ABS, an absolute function, we're still pretty much dead nuts on. So I think what I'm going to do is capitalize on this opportunity while I have all the rotary table all set up nice and centered and everything. This part right here, the part that's going to house the next new dovetail that I put on this machine, needs a little bit of a radius on the ends. So there's going to be a radius around here with a little lip. So I'm going to radius that off and set it back about 1/4 inch and radius that off as well. So that way the clamp that holds this, fastens this down to the other dovetail, will have some place to secure it. All right, well, that's looking pretty darn good. Nice and smooth. Now the tricky part. Oh, stick slip sucks. There we go. All right, cut that off. Now that our zigzag is all nice and clean. This end mill's not very sharp anymore. There's been a lot of backlash and a lot of return cutting in there. I'm going about 10th thou at a time here. So this could actually take a while. And I might actually have to swap this end mill out, we'll see. Alright, that is both sides done. I had to skip some of that because that actually took quite a while, given it was only a 10th thou per pass. As far as I can tell, looks pretty damn good. Well, I think I pretty much put this little rotary table through its paces. Like that is, oh, look at that. That is just so perfect. Not even touching the end mill. Made a little peg. I had to do a little bit of something different with this piece. I made a little peg for it, just aluminum. Nothing fancy, just to help locate it. So this is going to take a little deburring, obviously. But all in all, we have our radius stems. Alright, so sorry about this weird audio. For some reason, this very last clip that I made didn't have any audio in it, so I'm just kind of winging it here. It's a little bit of an assembly montage here. I'm going to grease and lube it all up with whey oil. And I'm really happy with how all these radii turned out. The ones on the ends there sure made it pop. Well, that's about all I got for this one, guys. So stay tuned, I guess, for the next version. We get that top dovetail cut and hopefully size up the lead screw bearing. Just like to end this video with thanking all you guys for subscribing. And also, thanks for watching. Peace out.